What's going on, everybody? It's Jeff. Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we're going to talk about AMC stock. This week was much less wild than the previous one. We stayed kind of flat. I'm going to go over the news that has come out, and I also want to give you guys a little bit deeper clarification, as I see a lot of people just kind of reading the headlines and not reading the fine print. So I really want to make sure you guys get an understanding on that. All right, so stick around. You're not going to want to miss this. Guys, for those of you that are interested, there's a link down below to our private community that we created. A lot of people reached out to me and said, Jeff, you got to get a private community going. So we did that. And we also included hours of different, investment training and strategies material that is included with it. It is very, very price affordable for everyone to join. We've got over 100 members so far. We just launched a couple days ago, so we're super excited. If you're interested, please click the link below and check it out. All right, let's get into it, guys. First off, the news that I feel like everybody is talking about is Vanguard. Vanguard purchased more stock in AMC. Vanguard upped their position, and we're going to go over that a little bit. One thing I do want to point out is this tweet that came out on February 12th, stay the course. Now, Vanguard tweets hundreds of different tweets in almost a day, and it's all about investment advice and so forth. And this could be a one of those sayings that is like, listen, like, stay the course, focus on your own investment strategy, focus on yourself. Or it could mean to where, guys, stay the course, follow what you're doing, continue to hold, because potentially these institutions know something that we don't know. So let's get into that a little bit deeper, guys. Vanguard had published, this was news that came out on the 10th. Okay, they had filed their SC13GA form with the SEC, disclosing ownership of 7.6 million shares of AMC Entertainment. This represents about a 5% ownership of the company. In their previous filing dated February 12th of last year, they had reported owning 4.9 shares. So it was an increase of 55%. However, this ends December 31st, okay? So those shares were owned on December 31st. As much as it says file date, effective date, and so forth, it doesn't mean that they still own these shares. Now, do I think that they sold them off or just unloaded millions of shares right away? I have no idea, to be honest with you, but I just want you guys to know that that had come out before all of the hype had come about in January and February, okay? So it was December 31st. I do also think that was why I brought up that tweet, guys. It was that on the 10th, they had, posted this. It got a bunch of different attraction to it, saying, oh, Vanguard's in it. They know something that we don't know. The stock's going to spike. Okay, and then they kind of tweeted that. I think it might be a sign, guys. It might definitely be a sign. Currently, I am still holding my position. I got a lot of people asking me, but you're holding your position, okay? And I'll go over that a little bit later. But let's also talk about this, guys. I did want to point out this fact that this came out as well. And this is the institutional ownership changes. Now, I do want to let you know that by the time that we, as the retail investors, the public, find out this information, it's already old news, okay? However, I will say that 25 million purchased and only 542 sold in quarter one is a huge difference. We've never seen that kind of, the last time there was 25 million in volume was quarter four of 2018. Okay. Quarter four of 2018. So it's been a while, and it's been like the least selling since everywhere since before 2018. So that's definitely a good sign. But like I said, guys, don't forget that just this might be a little bit of an incentive, a little bit of a, kind of hope, and like, all right, maybe we're on the right direction. Maybe it's going to happen. Okay. Maybe, holding isn't the worst idea. But don't base it as like, oh, they 100% still own these shares, because like I said, this is old news. It's always old news. By the time we find out about anything, it's always old news when it comes to the institutions, guys. Okay. Lastly, it also shows, that, like I said, new shares were added. I had covered Fintel a little bit, and there's multiple different, in institutions that added it, as well as BlackRock. That was another big news that came out. But like I said, guys, we don't know if they still own it. I also want to talk about this, guys. I hear this a lot. Oh, well, Amazon might actually buy AMC, or Netflix might actually buy AMC. And I want to talk about that a little bit. First off, guys, notice this. This article was written May 11th of 2020, okay? AMC was already insanely struggling. They were in debt, okay? They had negative earnings, and there was a lot of, bad news about the company as a whole. And all the way, right after the pandemic started, a month after the pandemic started, everything got shut down, Amazon and Netflix and Disney as well were already in the talks of potentially trying to scoop up AMC. However, I think a lot of the issue could be when you are trying to acquire a company that is negative, about to go bankruptcy, you have to assume their debt. Their debt holders want to get paid, and sometimes it can make the deal just, be a little bit less sour. Okay, picture that, you find your dream car, you really want to buy it, and then you find out, it's been in an accident and they're not going to lower the price, but it's been in an accident, and it kind of just makes the deal a little bit more difficult, a little bit more sour. It doesn't sit that right. Well, now the potential that they have cleared off their debt, they paid off Silver Lake, okay, and they were able to raise some capital. It might be a little bit more enticing to them. Now, if you think to yourself, okay, well, why might Amazon, Netflix, or Disney, okay, want to buy, a company like AMC? Theaters are going, are dying. It's so expensive for a movie ticket and so forth. Let me tell you this, guys. It's called business verticals. All right. And if you haven't heard of what a vertical is in business, guys, look it up. Okay, it'll kind of give you just a natural insight about businesses. So basically, what this would be for a, in the movie world would be Netflix, Amazon, and Disney. Okay, they're writing their own movies, they're shooting their own movies, they're producing their own movies, they're editing their own movies, they're hosting their own movies, okay, on their digital platforms, and then they would be showing their own movies in their movie theaters. Okay, that's vertical. That's owning all aspects of it. Okay, it's like I bring up a car dealership again. They don't just sell you cars. Okay, they're gonna fix your broken car. All right, when it's mechanically, something's wrong mechanically, it's mechanically damaged or it's physically damaged. They got a body shop. They're gonna fix it. It's verticals. It's taking care of everything at once, guys. So that might be 100% promising for that potential to happen. If that does happen, obviously you would see an immediate spike for it. Okay, now let's get into my favorite part, which this week has shown we were completely even this week, guys. We did have a spike come in. I believe it was 10th was a Thursday. Yeah, the 10th came through up to 657. It looks like it couldn't hold out. But if I can show you this, guys, it's looking that it's maintaining a support of about 550. Okay, so if you think to yourself, if you're still holding at this point, if you have not let go, if you purchased at that 10, 12, 14, 15, I've got people that purchased, closer up to that $18 price range. If you're holding, well, at this point, it almost looks like it is reaching a solid support. It's only been a few days, so I can't really 100% confidently confirm that. But if you look at the trends on it, which I'm a very technical analysis, and chart analysis guy, it looks like it's kind of hitting that support. So selling now, unless you need that capital, might not be 100% the best idea. Okay, so I'm going to currently hold on to this. I'm going to wait to see what plays out. I'm going to wait to see, every week there's going to be more news that comes out. There's going to be more options that, expire and so forth. I do also want to say this, guys, because I do get a lot of comments from people saying, oh, that's, horrible. It was a fool's, idea. The big guys are always going to win. They're never going to let the little guys win. And that might be true, guys. But just, like that tweet from Vanguard says, of stay the course of your own investment strategies. Okay, we've all been burned before. Okay, let me say that again. We've all been burned before on stocks. We've all purchased a stock, lost 30, 40, 50%. And if you're sitting there saying that you haven't done it, you haven't been in the game long enough, okay? Or you've invested in ETFs and you haven't gone on some of these high growth stocks, okay? Because chances are it's happened to you. And if it isn't happened to you, it's going to happen to you soon. It's like getting, it's like an if, it's not a when. Okay, so, or it's a when, not an if. I'm sorry. It's going to happen. So stay your own course, guys. Like I said, I'm currently going to hold it because at that point, if I sell it now, I sell it at the lowest point, okay? If it was toward the end of the year and I was trying to write off some gains, that might be different, but it's not. It's at the beginning of the year. If I'm not going to take the sum that I have and it's not holding me up from buying another opportunity. Now, if you had to put all your money into it, and let's just use round numbers, if you got 10,000, you put 10,000 in and you lost all that to only, let's say $3,000 left, and that's all you have to invest, that might be a different strategy because potentially you could be missing out on other plays. But if you have money behind you to invest in other plays, do what you feel is right and what you think is going to happen, okay? And only time is going to be able to tell. You don't have to listen to what anybody else says, all right? Do what, like I said, what you feel is right. So we're going to wait to see what happens over the next coming week. We're going to wait to see what happens over the next, at the end of the month. We know the earnings, I believe, are coming out the 25th. Okay, obviously, they're going to be negative. We're just going to see how negative it is, how much of an impact it is, and so forth. But that's it for this video. I wanted to cover for you guys. Leave a comment down below. Let me know if you're still holding. Okay, I've seen all the comments on my other videos about AMC. All right, who's still holding, who's not holding. I'd like to see kind of who's like, what, I gave up, I got out, and that's okay. We all take losses. Don't let it beat you down. Get back in the game. Okay. Anybody, you look at Elon Musk, these Jeff Bezos, these heavy, hard go-getters, what I mean? We've all gotten beaten down before, and you get back up, you pull yourself up by the bootstraps, and you get back in the game and so forth. So leave a comment down below, guys. That's it for this video. I'll see you in the next one.